Hello, welcome to MGSO4 Makes. Today we're going to make our own version of the International Space Station. That's quite big. Have we got enough boxes? The International Space Station is currently 250 miles straight up, orbiting the Earth. It's modular, being made up of different sections that have been added on over the 20 years or so it's been in space. Different nations of the world have contributed different parts to the International Space Station. Its purpose is to provide a base for humans to live in space and conduct experiments to help us understand the space environment so that eventually we can travel further into the stars and explore other planets. Inspired by the International Space Station, I'm going to show you how you can make your own. You can choose to have a docking port for your space capsule to attach to, solar panels, a lab, and even an airlock. So first of all, have a look around and see what you can find in terms of boxes and plastic bottles, especially ones with caps. You want to find shiny things, foil is great. I've got some oven dishes here, I've got milk bottles, and also try and find some kind of tube. Basically, the ISS is one long tube with different things attached, so this is great because it's nice and long, and it's got a lovely hole here for me to put a battery operated string of lights like this. My space station is going to look different to your space station because we're using different things. I'll show you around it afterwards so that you can use some of the ideas for your own project. I think I've got everything I need. I'm just going to go for it. First, I attach the fairy lights to the tube with tape and wrap around with paper. I'm using white paper, but you can use whatever colour you like. I make a hole in the milk bottle lid for a drinking straw to go through. This is for the docking port and it's what my space capsule will attach to. Stopped making things in order to show you this because I'm very proud of this. I don't know if anybody else has invented this. If not, I have invented, with thanks to Vern Griffiths for the name, the 2-bottle airlock. This is the top of the bottle and I've just cut into it like I did to make the insert for the inside of the space capsule. It's like a flower, lots of petals here. So once you've done that, all you need to do is push it into the side of this other bottle. So I've opened up this bottle so you can easily operate it. So you put your other bottle, your cut up bottle, into the neck of that bottle like this. So I've got a smaller bottle in here and that's it shut and that's the airlock open. It's exciting, isn't it? Now for the solar panels. I'm cutting 8 panels from cereal box card and using a craft knife to cut the slots in the middle. Always be careful with cutting. Have an adult around to help if it's tricky. I stick them to kitchen foil, cut them out and wrap them carefully. I want my solar panels to twizzle around, so I stick them to unfolded paper clips. Then I wrap the ends around a lolly stick and tape securely. Okay, so I'm making the sections of my space station. This is going to come off of the tube and this is attached to that section. And I've done it by making a hole in this ketchup bottle at the bottom, poking through the top of one of these cartons to create a connector. And on the other side, the lid can either screw on, or if you make a hole that's slightly smaller than the cap section, then you can stick that on and it should stay. This will add extra security, but you want astronauts to be able to pass through. So I'm going to leave it like that. So this is the finished space station. We've got a working area at the back here, the lab. And at the very back, we've got our airlock. The living quarters and all of that are inside this big long tube here. I didn't want to cut too much into that. I didn't want to change the shape of the tube or affect the integrity of the tube, so I've kept it more or less intact. But depending on what tube you have, you will be able to cut into it and make windows and working areas or whatever you want to do. So I'm going to show you the different sections. I'm going to lift it up. Now you can easily lift it up because it's really nice and strong. I've stuck it together really well. These are the solar panels. They're made out of tin foil, cardboard, and a loo roll, and some lollipop sticks and paper clips. And because this roll here is larger than the wrapping paper roll, it twizzles around really easily and it went on really easily. And because these are on paper clips, you can twizzle these to face different directions as well. And now I'll show you the docking bay. So your space capsule is heading towards your port and it's going to be opening its nozzle like this. And this part of the ketchup bottle is what you're aiming to put onto the straw here. You might need to make this hole bigger to fit a straw through. I did that because my straw wouldn't fit and then it didn't close, so I had to use a piece of blue tack, and that was fine, that helped. So that's open, and then you just push your space capsule onto the straw. Might need to give it a wiggle. And the straw on the other side is stuck down really firmly, which means that this will stand up or be supported on its own. And this is on the inside. You can see your astronauts there ready to come out. And I've drawn inside on the walls by making separate paper panels, which I've then stuck to the inside of the bottle. And I've done that on the back here too, inside this area. And you'll be able to do whatever decorations and drawings you want to put on the inside. I've just cut this section away because I wanted you to be able to play easily with your space station with people inside and have them moving around. And you just have to imagine that the space station's wall is still there. But I've doubly secured it with a paper fastener here, which then comes through here, and I've just spread the paper fastener out on this wall in here. This is a ketchup bottle here. I've just taken away this wall so you can easily access it, and that has had an upside down arch cut out of it where my tube is sitting in, and then I've recreated another section to sit on top. I'm going to turn the lights on because then you can see that the lab lights up. So exciting! This is just fairy lights. So these lights here are kind of underneath the paper, but I haven't put lots of glue on the lights themselves. I've just put glue on the ends of the paper and wrapped the paper around. So the lights are reusable for other projects after this is all done, when you need to recycle it eventually. So what I've done, I've just threaded 3 lights that come through the top of this cling film box, and I've made a window with glass in it out of sellotape. And I've put another section of sellotape on the other side so it's not sticky. And then you can have a working lab where your astronauts can move around, and I'll show you the astronauts in a bit. This bit here is a whirly sort of glue stick thing. I don't even know what the job is that it does, but I thought that's really cool, so I've stuck it in. I've just made a hole through the tube and I've pushed the old glue stick through. Just demonstrating the airlock. So you take the cap off, keep it somewhere safe, or put it on a string, maybe attach it to this. So a person, your astronaut, could be in there with it closed and they'll be getting ready to exit. And then slowly the airlock opens, astronaut vacates the airlock and floats out into space for a spacewalk. It's really, really simple and really fun. It's really fun. I've made some astronauts to fly the space rocket and to work on the space station. Inside here, this is the nose cone, I've cut out a little window, and I did this by using a craft knife, and it was quite tricky. So if you want to have a window in your space capsule, you need to ask your adult to do it for you. I'm just going to have a look inside. Now there's 2 astronauts in here. Oh, they're upside down. And it's quite cramped in there, but don't worry because astronauts have wonderful training that helps them deal with confined spaces. I've made these with paper clips and cardboard. I've just drawn an astronaut onto a piece of card, and then I've stuck her onto the paper clip, and she's a little bit longer than the paper clip. Her legs, her feet just come off the end. And then I've folded the paper clip in half so she can sit nicely inside the capsule, and I can straighten her out as well. And what's great is because she's a paperclip, she's magnetic. Now I've used a regular fridge magnet, but it's one that's got quite a large surface area, so it picks up quite a lot of the paperclip, so you've got quite a lot of control. And you can put your person inside your space station and then pull them around from behind the wall, and it looks like they're floating, looks like they're weightless, like real astronauts are in space. So, to make a space station like this one, you'll need junk modelling, including cardboard boxes, plastic bottles with lids, Tetra Paks and all sorts of tubes, a long tube, one that's 4 centimetres in diameter is perfect, wooden lolly sticks, drinking straws, kitchen foil, strong tape and lots of clear sticky tape, paper clips and paper fasteners, A4 white paper and card, a string of battery operated fairy lights would be lovely, scissors and a craft knife, adult help may be needed, colouring equipment, black felt tip pen, fridge magnets and glue. But of course there are no creative limits when you make your own space station. And so that's our journey complete. We've got a rocket with astronauts and parachutes, and we've got a space station that you can visit, live in and work in and discover more about the universe. If you want to find out more about the real International Space Station and rockets and all things to do with space, you can visit nasa.gov. Remember, there are lots of ebooks, audiobooks and magazines available online for free from Surrey Libraries if you want to get crafty. Just head over to the Surrey Libraries website with your library card to see what you can borrow. Come and say hello to us at MGSO4 Festival.org, and in the meantime, I hope you feel inspired to get busy making.